Welcome back for part 3 of the Ducati DesertX Rally build series. Quote-unquote rally, as of course it's not an official Ducati DesertX Rally, but it very much resembles one. I think it's funny that we had no idea how the Ducati DesertX Rally will actually turn out and how it's gonna look like. But when we started this build, it seemed like we were going in a very similar direction that what Ducati did now with the rally, which is really cool. A lot has happened since the last video, and well, I'm not the youngest anymore, so I have my little notes here to help me remember what we have to go through today. Of course, we're back at the Atomic Speed Factory with my very good friend Mark Bassols. Mark Bassols is holding the camera today, so he's doing a great job. Thank you very much, Mark. We're gonna start at the back of this bike with something very simple but kind of important and good looking, which is the chain. This is a DID 525 chain with a beautiful goldish color to match these amazing Axel Takasago rims. It's a chain that I use basically on all my bikes. Not a huge drastic change, but in terms of longevity and just build quality of this chain, like I don't think there's anything comparable. I've used this also now extensively riding in the sand, which usually, I mean, dune riding is an absolute killer for chains and sprockets, and this just you don't see any usage. So chain, very good. Next up, equally goldish, the Swedish suspension, the monoshock that finally has arrived. The Öhlins monoshock. It just looks absolutely cool with the preload adjuster up here in the back. I think of beauty. Let's go to this side so you can see it. Also very important, the Atomic Speed Factory sticker. It just makes it even more effective. Now, jokes aside, I think that the monoshock is probably among the 3 most important changes we did to this bike. I think if you use this bike on road mainly, there's no reason to upgrade on the monoshock. Maybe you change the spring to your weight and that's it. But if you use this extensively off-road for demanding off-road, this is just the best you can do with this bike. Just, this specifically for adventure bikes developed monoshock from Öhlins. Really transforms the performance of the bike off-road. It's just so much more planted and controlled at high speeds. Big difference there. Footpegs. We got these CNC machined aluminum footpegs from Black Dog Cycle Works. Yeah, I think that's the name. It's a US company that make these footpegs. It's jewelry basically. It's crazy. They're so beautiful. They come with spikes. You can put on extra spikes if you want. I don't need it. There's plenty of grip as it is. They're huge. It's a huge platform. You have to find out yourself whether you like that or not. I love it. On a big bike like this, it gives you an extra control, a feel of stability in your feet, and more importantly, it gives you a lot more space to move around, especially when you have technical terrain where you move a lot, like trial style. You move your whole body out of the bike basically, and you turn with your feet on the footpegs. It just gives you that extra space to do that. So absolutely fan of these. They're not cheap. I think they're around $250. I would need to look it up, but I would go down that road any day again for sure. So need to have a look at my notes. What else? Front fender. Yes, front fender situation. Maybe like probably the most frequent question I get about this build is the front fender situation. Like every week somebody asks me about what we have done, how we have done it with the front fender. There's a company called Camel ADV, also from the US. I'm sure many of you know it because they make a whole bunch of parts for different ADV bikes, and great build quality from them. And they have also now dedicated some parts to Ducati DesertX. Among those, the front fender bracket. And that is actually a bracket that connects to the triple clamp. And it is also a bracket that goes on the guards. So you can basically change the one-piece solution that is stock on the DesertX for the standalone fork guards and the high fender. We've chosen a high fender from Polisport, and these are the front guards from a Norden 701. No, sorry, Norden 901 it's called. But I think there's also other pieces that would match, but these do match, so and they look great, so went for them. Camel ADB, I think they sell the brackets as they are, but you can also get like the whole kit, at least from the distributors. We got our kit as it is from a distributor in the UK. I'm gonna put the link in the description, so you don't need to do any guesswork, and you can just get the whole kit for your bike. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Gives it this hardcore, extreme off-road look, and functionality-wise, it's also fantastic because I've been riding this bike in some really gnarly mud situations, and once the mud piles up here and the stock fender is just above the tire, it's really not an ideal situation. These Polisport fenders are also fantastic. There's no flapping in the wind. They're not moving around. It's really sturdy on highway speeds. Overall, a great solution. Good. As we are here already, and it's in my plain view, we have painted the front guards. These are the stock Ducati Performance guards, engine guards, to match the subframe, which we have already painted in white. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I've seen tons of bikes with red frames. The Rally also has the red frame. I haven't seen anyone with a white frame. I think it looks so clean and nice. So yeah, really cool design. Talking about design, originally we want to go for the carbon fiber tank from Aurora Rally. And I got really excited about this idea when I heard that they're going to launch this solution for this bike. I'm still excited about it. I think it's a fantastic piece. It's just very expensive. It costs 2,600 euro, more or less roughly. And I have not pulled the trigger on that yet. We have already invested around 30,000 euro in this bike as it is, and just another 2.6K is steep. So I really have to think about that. So I think that we will put on the design for this bike now, since we're gonna keep the stock tank. The Aurora Rally carbon fiber tank drops the weight by like 5 kilograms, something like that, which is really beneficial, since it's at a high point where this bike has its issue. The weight that it carries pretty far up. So that is a great solution. And you also have that quick exchange filter system, air filter system, which is very neat. But again, very pricey solution. So something that we will have to think about. Good. Cockpit. Some changes in the cockpit as well. Most beautiful change in the cockpit area, the new Öhlins 68mm steering damper blacked out version. Absolutely cool looking, super premium looking, with the Duca bike support system for this steering damper. This is the black version. Also, they come in silver. We went for the black one. I think it looks so cool in the all black cockpit. Makes a huge difference. Again, I don't think if you use this bike mainly on the road, there's no need to upgrade on the steering damper, because if you have road tires on, it's perfectly fine. And I think it's so cool that this bike comes stock with a steering damper at all. However, if you put on knobbies or adventure tires and you use this bike off-road, you will definitely benefit from this upgrade, at least in high speed sections. It's more planted, it's more controlled, it doesn't kick back as much. And on highway speeds, it doesn't give this wobble anymore. So it does make a difference for sure. And I believe that Ducati in the rally, they also upgraded the steering damper, maybe not as to such an extent as this neat Öhlins solution, but I think they upgraded it, and they did that for a reason. $600 more or less for the steering damper and the support, so quite steep. Again, if you use it extensively in off-road, I think it's worth the change though. We put in some new levers for the brake and the clutch. These are from Probrake, and they're they look just different, and I like it. I think they look very special. Also very high quality, very nice build quality on these. And the reason we did this is just because the stock ones, they kind of got stuck in some angles with these hand guards, which can get pretty sketchy, especially on the front brake. So that's the main reason why we put in these short levers. Again, in the cockpit, little change, but pretty cool. Heated grips. I mean, you can of course get the stock heated grips from Ducati. They are available, and then you can just like conveniently power them on and off on this button here. All fine, works perfectly well. I personally love these domino grips. I think they look super cool, and I also like the feel. So Mark came up with a really nice solution. He put heated foil underneath these grips and installed a little lever here where we can change basically the heated levels of these grips. So very good solution, looks cool, and keeps my hands warm in the winter times. Good, that's pretty much it. If you like this content, if you like this build, if you like to see more of this kind of stuff, do me a favor, give me a like, subscribe, leave a comment. It does help me and motivate me to keep on doing what we're doing here, and I would very much appreciate it. Then, upcoming for this bike, the design situation, we're gonna think of a really cool design and get this bike a really cool, new, sexy look that goes with these white subframes and the main frame here. And I think also we will do the ECU remapping on the dyno pretty soon to get the most out of the powertrain of this bike. And then, surprise, I don't know yet. I'm pretty sure we're gonna come up with some other cool ideas, but that's it for now. Thanks for tuning in.